Kelsey Elston. Welcome to the pod.
Thanks. That does sound funny. Because we know each other so well.
But it's a different space now.
That's true.
We're entering a professional space.
Button up over here.
But I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, we should wear blazers for the whole, like oversized blazers just for the whole.
Dude, I just need one of those
episode.
in general.
Yeah?
Like, yeah.
Would you wear one?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You'd rock one.
I've worn one before.
Oh, of course.
In my corporate days.
Like,
And many style blazers. The best part of that whole job was getting dressed for work, period.
just the you like the blazers?
Dude, all of it. But I had small, cute, cropped blazers, big blazers, nice fitted blazers. You know, just one solid one of each.
Yeah. Did you keep them?
I did for a few years, and then I released them. That was a really big moment, actually, for me. I was like, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
I
Now
could have kept a couple things. But all good.
it's kind of like that purge of
Yeah.
your old self.
Things were getting purgy too at that time, and I was like, this is done.
Wow, we're just gonna get into it.
Yeah,
It's like there's no first question. Because damn, like now we're rolling. Do you think like in the evolution of becoming who you like ultimately always dream of becoming, which ends up just turning into like forgetting everything that like you wanted to be and just like being, I feel like that's kind of, does that even make sense?
Yes, it makes total sense.
It's like you maybe have a huge change, like from you were saying like corporate days to having this purge. Like, do you think that purge is necessary, like to fully just let it go in order to be able to come back a little? Because now you're ready to wear the blazer again.
Yeah, I'm just ready to wear anything that looks hot. It could be any style, like. But yeah, I think that, you know, interestingly right now with people kind of choosing passion, project, creative over, you know, a high paying or mid paying salary position for a big company, that's happening. And it's interesting the common threads I've found between my own story and theirs, which is just like they hit a point where there was just so much escapism because what they were showing up for was so out of alignment, but they had no idea because it was from the 3D world viewed as success. So it's a very like cognitive dissonance kind of thing, like, oh, I have success, but I'm totally broken. If people really knew what I was riding around and doing, they'd be like, what? You know, like substance abuse, a lot of stuff people are using to escape when they aren't living in their truth. I was just that way. And then it reaches this point and you just like, you can't handle it anymore. There's a breakage and then you like move forward. So for like the big one for me, it was dramatic. You know, it was dramatic.
Which one was this break?
So it was like before I started the float center with my brother, I was very much on the like just very classic success story of just like get a corporate job, get job protection, get benefits, work your hours, have a good ass fucking weekend, maybe find a funny guy, have sex and, you know, have a family. And that wasn't even something that I was like going for, but I was just like, that's probably what is happening because that's what's happening for all of us, everyone around me at least.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I walked the path of like finishing college, getting right into sales positions. The first job I did actually was like, should I share this part of it? Like,
go for it.
Like, yeah.
I want to know it all. Like,
yeah.
It's cool to just dive into the corporate
I think
change.
That space was really where it says a lot about me and also was all the things I had to break.
Yeah. Well, and it's also cool to hear. So just to give context, because maybe people don't know, but you're my boss.
It's so funny.
Wait, that's so funny to hear.
Podcast with boss.
I feel like it's cool to get to know people who have these roles in our lives, to be like, whoa, you're just like a person.
Yeah, and like, what's up with you?
Yeah.
How did you get here? And,
Yes.
like, especially when they're in deep like resonance, you know, which is
Yeah.
like not everyone's in like deep resonance.
No, so that's what's really cool to talk to you is like you are in a place where you're deeply in tune with yourself now.
Yeah, I feel
but
like
you
totally
did
on my
come from
mission.
like
Yeah, dude.
a place in it. You have this classic background that I feel like young adult goes through where they're just like, I'm breaking the mold. I'm going to do it. And when you're breaking the mold, it seems like I'm the only one like who's going through it. And then later down the line, you meet more people and you're like, oh, everyone's fucking going through this.
Yeah, everyone is, and the way it looks for everyone is totally different, which is what's so like fascinating about everyone on the planet. And everyone is so unique and special. But anyway, yeah, for me it was like this very conditioned for success archetype athlete, over-identified with the athlete. Like even like later as I was really going through some deaths, like realized that I conditioned myself to tell myself I'm not that smart. I just have like what it takes to get like that. Yeah, had created some really self-defeating narratives because that didn't matter. It wasn't keeping me from success. And then all of a sudden those thoughts where I was like, these are keeping me from success now. I'm not just an athlete. I'm done with sports. Now I'm in these jobs. Like those were small breakages that were like so powerful and really subtle, you know? Mm-hmm. And then there was like the bomb. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. We are miserable and you know it. You fucking know it. It's like my soul just like rose from the ashes.
Oh my.
Like, we have had enough here.
How old were you when you rose from your horrible body and you're like, it's time to get out?
I was 28 at just turned 28.
Oh, okay.
Just turned. I was like a few weeks into 28.
Yeah.
But so I just went from like college sports, sales job, corporate America, tech sales in the Bay Area.
You had the really nice titles. Like, what, you played volleyball?
They were entry level.
But still. If you went to a college campus to recruit, they'd be like, I want your job, Kelsey.
Dude.
You go to a high school, they're like, how do I become your best friend? Or at least like when I was in the student role, I'd always look at these young professionals and be like, oh my God, how'd they do it? And meanwhile, it's like, what do you mean? How do you do it? You just freaking, stopped recording. Uh-oh.
Oh, there it goes.
How do you do it? Is you people please and you just do everything everyone else tells you to do.
Yeah, you're just like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Oh cool. Yeah. Oh, everyone's doing it this way.
So
Okay,
you'll get there.
I'm in the mix. And then so basically it was like I'm 3 years in to Oracle, and I was just miserable, dude. And I was just like kind of weeping a little bit before work. Like I couldn't do the job, and I knew I couldn't, and I felt like a fake. And like there were these like sales performance presentations you had to do every 3 months. And they were really intense, dude. Your manager is in there, their manager's in there, and this company was kind of old school, and they would kind of like drill you, you know, and like the numbers ridiculous. My presentation's coming up, and I'm like, I can't take this fucking presentation. I can't be here, like, anymore, you know? And so what happened is my mom gave me a book called Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline. I always want to say it's Must, but I think it's Mace, M-Y-S-S. Anyway, her books are outstanding. She was my first, like, spiritual, I guess, like... Yeah, I was looking to her. Her message about God, the way it was being presented with the verbiage of the divine, like something inside of me clicked, and I thought, oh, I can get with that. I had been through like an atheist phase where I was like, there's so much weird shit happening on the planet. How could God be real? This is so fucked. Like, this place is what it is. Whatever. But now I'm reading this book, and like, it's about the 7 chakras, the energy centers, and I was just like, dude, this is fucking it, bro. Like, this is actually what's reality. And I'm like, but then I'm going to my corporate job, and then I'm going and I'm reading this book, and I like read the book like twice.
Dang.
yeah, and then I like basically got on my knees afterwards and like recited a prayer for the first time. Like a genuine
You just
prayer.
felt
Oh yeah,
like,
I was like, this is it. And I was just like, God, I'm done being in the, or the divine, I'm done being in the driver's seat. I'm going to put you, like, you go in the driver's seat, you lead and I'll follow.
whoa.
It was very simple. That's like almost exactly what I said. And then I had this like burst of energy go from my feet all the way up to my crown. There's this huge loud noise. Like when the energy got here, I was in like a state of like subtle bliss. Like it felt really good. And I had to lay down for a while. At the end, I had like an orgasm.
Oh my God.
Just sporadically. It was, and when negative thoughts would get put in my brain, like a voice came in and would say like, basically none of that's real. That's not what you are. That's just like 3D land. I was like, is this real? Am I like really like kind of attacking the situation?
Yeah.
And it would just be thrown out. And then I would just like be in this like crazy good vibe. Just a chill good vibe. I'm like, whoa, this is weird.
The moment that you admitted out loud that you didn't want to do it anymore,
Yeah,
it almost seems like something actually happened where, like, within yourself to be like, oh, I actually am ready to be done with this.
Yeah, like I'm leading and like listening to everything around me and I'm not happy. Mm-hmm. And I don't even want to show up for my day. And that's not me. I have a lot of life force and a lot of energy and a lot of joy and a lot to offer. And up until that point, it was like, oh, I play sports and then I go to my restaurant job and I'm a waitress and I loved that. And like doing all these things that resonate. And then all of a sudden I hit that like office environment, computer sales. And in the beginning, I'm all money motivated. And then it's just like a tank. I'm like, and then I was like, okay, so God's real. Got that one. Thanks so much for that experience. It's still like my number one, like, I feel like gift was just that day. And then, yeah, I was like, all right, dude, I want to do something different. And then it was all within a 6-month window. Essentially, Matt came to me, my brother. For those of you who don't know,
who actually loves you and is like so sweet to you, and you guys have a good relationship. It's shocking. I'm like, what?
He's the best. He was like, yo, I want to open a float center in San Luis Obispo. And I was like, that's a great idea. You should definitely do that. And I was like, but you're a full-time dentist. Like, how are you going to do that? Our like day one homie, opened one in Sacramento. And so, yeah, I went up and floated a couple times and me and Matt kept talking. And I was like, honestly, bro, I'm dying here. Corporate America. Like, he knew I wasn't doing well. I was like, I will run that shit. And I was like, you don't even need to pay me as long as I can sleep on your couch. And he was like, yo,
where were you at the time?
I was still at Oracle.
Living.
I was living in the Bay, Redwood City.
Oh, so you lived in the Bay because you're originally from Sacramento.
Yes, originally from Sacktown.
Sacktown? I live there.
For anyone who's listening that knows, it's actually Rockland's where I'm from, but then yeah, which is a little more north. Yeah, on the way up to like Tahoe and stuff. But yeah, I was in Sac for
Wait, you're from Rockland?
years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, to college, and then afterwards I stayed in Sac for a few years, like working and stuff. So a lot of time in Sac.
So you went to college in Sacramento, then you worked a period, and then you moved to the Bay.
Mm-hmm. So I was in Sac for like 8 years.
Oh, dang.
And then I moved to the Bay for like 3. Yeah.
City girl.
City girls.
And now,
NorCal city
and
girls.
you had your spiritual awakening, and you're like,
I was like, I can't be here, dog.
Like, this is too
the
much.
Fluorescent lighting, the slight carpal tunnel in my wrist,
yeah.
the glasses I would wear to keep the. Honestly, though.
Wait, you need to send me a picture, and we're gonna post it in the video.
I have one.
Oh, good.
You would die. I have the perfect one, actually.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
But what I will say about that environment is, what's shocking about that environment, looking back, because I've reflected on all the things that gave me. It gave me quite a bit of leadership. That job, that experience was very hard. And I basically broke the narrative that I'm not smart. I removed that belief. I'm quite smart. I just have my own way of being smart in this world. And like some of those things just aren't me. I mean, and that's
funny,
okay.
It's funny what we associate with smart, because I think everyone is smart, but then we get put into these places, schools, and like you're like, oh, you don't have an A, you're not smart. But like, how are you gonna tell someone that they're not smart? I feel like everyone
because I didn't memorize the information. I would guarantee I did study last night.
How do you not know X plus Y is? Wait, what's the?
Who
cares? Y equals MX plus B. Wait, is that right? That's right,
bro. I'm not the one. I was just like, I had my own way of getting through school.
But anyways, yeah, obviously you're smart. You're a genius.
Yeah. But like what I will say about being there also is like the people. There were such cool people in those big buildings with fluorescent lighting. Like there is good people everywhere.
Yeah.
And I almost sometimes have thought about the world as it unlocks and everyone really does awaken to like just doing what they want and just not caring about anything. And those people in those buildings, some of them, the brains they have, like especially in the tech, like they're incredibly intelligent people, and they all make such a difference. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And as we can continue to think more freely, I can't imagine what some of these people are gonna do.
For someone who is there but wants to get out, what's the change that needs to happen? Because like for you read this book that your mom gave you. Like, do you think you were ready for that because like you were so fed up?
That's a really good question. I started being unable to perform for probably like 6 months.
Perform like
slowly decline, not like all of a sudden. I just couldn't do what I needed to do. I couldn't call these people and follow up with emails and schedule 5 meetings a week and chip away at my number. I didn't have the energy for it, and like I started just not doing it, towards the end. And that's when you're just like, my integrity just didn't feel right, because it's like I actually hella care about my sales team and my manager hitting his number and like this whole thing that I was totally all in on. And now I'm just like,
you're like, you want to help the team.
Yeah,
you came from volleyball. Like you're
I am such a team girl. Like put me on a small team and I will just do the best. I like working with people, I like communicating, I like having fun. Like I can do stuff alone, but like I reach a point where like it's so nice to be with someone. That's just my thing. So the team part was really cool, and meeting all those people was really cool. And to answer your question, it's kind of like you just have to really admit that you're not happy, and then kind of release that energy in the world. Like, I need to look for something else. And then I think you just let yourself hit these walls, and you just like let yourself just let go. I just started letting go.
Was that scary for you? Like, how did that feel? Because of it?
But I will say, I naturally kind of run. I'm probably a little more risky than other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I definitely have an I don't give a fuck zone.
Yeah.
And I was just
even like, back then you were?
Yeah, in my own way.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I don't know, everyone's so different. I just knew. I knew that I needed to help people, start helping people, but I didn't know how to do that. But I just was like, I want to help people. I'm not helping anyone in here anymore. And then Matt told me this thing he wants to do, and then all of a sudden I had my like what I would call like a Kundalini awakening, but I had a life force like activation, or like I had a direct experience of what I perceived to be the other side and its potency, and like that's changed me forever.
What was the experience?
Of the energy coming, releasing the prayer, like that was a line in the sand.
Yeah.
And then I was like, after that happened,
because that wasn't something that you were doing at the time. Like you weren't you said you were atheist. Like
no,
you're not praying.
I really
you're putting on your heels and your blazer and going to the fucking office.
Yeah, and I'm doing whatever we want to do. Like I'm in that culture,
Yeah. So getting on your knees to pray to God, and then having, okay.
No.
People might be afraid to like admit that they're not happy then, because maybe they don't want to experience this like,
dude, I don't know.
Otherworldly,
I don't know,
sensation.
I think I felt so desperate too, because I think everyone experiences highs and lows different. So I'm someone who could feel really high highs. Like I just have like a high energy about me, but then my lows will feel like super low. Like
I feel that too.
Where I'm like, maybe it's a female thing too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
or
it's
being
attached
in
to our
tune
cycle.
with it. Like
yeah,
I
there's
think
something
so
about me, and we both have that Pisces moon. There's a lot of feelings there.
There is.
There's a lot of depth there. there can be a lot of sorrow there, a lot of feeling for everyone. So when you're feeling a lot for yourself, and then you're kind of tapping into other people that are feeling like that too. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it almost multiplies some shit. So I was just like, I felt so desperate. I've done everything everyone said. I've got the job, and I don't like it. What the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck is like, so what's the playbook now, coach? You know?
Somebody tell me. Yeah, where's that?
And I have to, in that book, like, God just placed that it was the gift of like, okay, then from there the game was surrender. Because I just love that 7th chakra energy field shit, which is all about just give it to God, let God decide. Because this human shit's exhausting.
Your crown.
Yeah, this human shit's exhausting. To try to be in control of things is like insane at this point. You're never going to get exactly what you want. But what you can do is like be a good fucking person and listen to yourself when yourself wants a different path. You deserve to say, okay, then I'm going to redirect. Because there's no way you should be on this planet not waking up and being like kind of stoked. Why? Why is that program so like deep of like, you don't have to like your job? And it's like, wait, huh? What do you mean? That's where you spend most of your time a week, is working. So for most of my time, I'm not supposed to like it. So what am I going to do the other time? Balance myself.
And I feel like, yeah, of course you're not going to love every day, but to have that like consistent dread where you're actually like, wait, I can't do that. And
I think for me also, it was like that I was inside all day a lot. And like when I did sales for Aflac, shout out to Aflac, it was door to door insurance sales. But I was outside and I was talking to people and I really liked that. And like, so I've learned a little bit about myself. Everything I've exposed myself to, none of them have been a waste. I'm so grateful for my like corporate job. But leaving it was just like one of the most like liberating moments of my life. I remember vividly going and grabbing that box and then looking out of the building and like driving in my little Honda Civic.
Wait, you had a box that you like put your shit into?
I had a full desk set up, dog. I walked out. I had a hella cute outfit on.
Oh my god! Like, we need to replicate that moment. Put it in the video. It's like sad Kelsey.
Yeah, I walked out, like, got in that little car, and I said, "Bye, bitch." I'ma go back north. And I stayed up north for like a good 8 months. My homie let me live with her in Davis. And I just made what money I needed to make, hustling, doing random stuff. I started working at the float center in Sac a couple days a week to learn how to be comfortable in the float center. And then I was also doing other stuff. And then I moved down here in SLO like a year before we opened the float center.
Had you been to SLO before?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of my friends like went to Poly or Cuesta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'd come down. I partied here a little bit, a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie. And then when my brother moved here to be a dentist, I was like, bro, you hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
You're moving to SLO? Like, me and him didn't go to college here, but he had friends here too, and I remember us both describing the first time we drove into SLO, and we were like, what the fuck is this place?
Yeah, same.
This place is so dope. This is paradise.
Wait, you thought it was paradise. I was like, where the fuck am I? I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Really?
But now I'm like, oh, I can't. This place is the best.
Yeah. For me, it just seemed like crazy. The weather, like... so anyway, I was stoked for him when he like found his job down here working as a dentist. And even more stoked that here's where he wanted to open the float center.
It worked out so well.
It worked out so well. And then when I got here, I got to coach a volleyball program for 2 years.
Oh.
And before the float center started, and nannied. So I was just doing that.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It like got me back to my roots of just like what I love about sports, which is the team and working together and movement and all that and strength and stuff. So I got to kind of like cleanse myself of like those few years where I was just like having a hard time. And in the beginning it was really weird. Like I felt like I shouldn't be as happy as I was, that I like needed to be doing kind of something I didn't want to. Oh, I'm just coaching volleyball and nannying and like this is enough. Like this is enough to be happy. it was just breaking down that conditioning.
Yes, tell me, talk a little bit more about that, because very rarely you go from making a huge life change to a place where you're like, oh, I'm set. Like, you have to work your way to getting set. And then it's, those little gig jobs.
I was just gigging, baby. For the first time in a while, like, just thinking of money in terms of, I just need to get what I need right now to cover my life and just be in my heart and just do what I like to do. And it just, like, kept being just enough. It kept being just enough, just till the float center opened. And, like, the universe landed me this super dope place to stay that was very cheap on the back of a family's house that my brother through work found. Super nice family. And, like, the universe just kept showing up for me in these, like, little gifts that were
somehow it just worked out, even though you were like,
it was like randomness. And that's what I feel that grace has in our lives, this place, like, when you are ready to surrender to following your heart and what you feel like you're here to do, like, you're what you're also doing, you're opening yourself up to being vulnerable and for things to be hard, but you're also opening up to say, I'm gonna let the universe, like, show up for me. And, like, it does, dude. It fucking does. And it shows up lit.
The balance between letting the universe show up for you, but then I wanted to go back to your story about finally leaving and, like, the independence that you gain for yourself, that freedom that you feel. There's so many people who are in those high rises. Like, they don't need to quit their job, but, like, what can they do to have a little bit more independence for themselves, to, like, open themselves up for the random coincidences that can happen that really just line up for what you actually want.
Totally, I hear what you're saying. I think what it comes down to is, like, you need to make yourself uncomfortable in some way, I think. So for me, it was the uncomfortability of, like, literally free falling out of this job. But for someone else, it could be free falling into a new community, a new relationship, a new repair with someone in their family. Like, there's an area of their life that they're, like, not doing well in, and it's draining them, and they're, like, having to cope for a while or pushing it down or whatever, and they need to, like, face it. Like, for me, it was like, yo, this job
I just got chills.
Yeah, like, this job is making me feel like shit. Like, I need to face that. Before that, I was in a toxic relationship. I needed to face that. This needs to leave. Like, face the shit, you know? You cannot, and that can work for a while, but the pendulum swings, motherfucker.
My nipples are hard.
Yeah, mine are too, but they mostly always are, so.
But it's so true, like, this feeling of discomfort that you're talking about. I just am putting myself in the shoes of who I was just a few years ago, and being so afraid to face the discomfort and face the thing that is so scary to take action on. But ultimately, like, that is the thing that's the most liberating. But I think you put it in such a good simplistic way of, like, you have to look at it, talk about, like, these deaths that you've had facing your discomfort, like, starting from, like, what was the most uncomfortable death that you faced to now, like, how you handle this discomfort that comes into your life.
I think that, like, it's interesting the timing of each. Now that I'm older too, like, I can remember things a little differently than I did when I was younger. Things were a bit of a blur. But, like, that, like, job death was, like, the biggest, like, ripple. I mean, that just changes your daily, like, your whole life, like, where you are physically.
You don't even think that the athlete, like, when you stop playing volleyball.
That was actually a big one too, but I didn't realize that one. I just jumped into corporate America. That wasn't a time for me where, like, I was so masculinely programmed from the athlete of, like, basically, like, success and, like, what's next, that I didn't even realize I needed to grieve. And I also stayed in leagues and played, so I would still be playing and, like, move my body a lot, but, like, that death kind of happened while I was leaving Oracle. That was kind of all happening.
Finally had the moment
finally
of
I was like,
realization.
oh, dude, like, fuck, like, I'm not an athlete anymore, and I'm now not in sales. Like, those things are dead.
Whoa, that's
They're
crazy.
gone.
Your whole identity up until that point was these two things, and then now you're like, I'm none of it. What the fuck?
I'm gonna go open a float center with my bro. And like,
but even before that, right? Like, you didn't even know you were gonna open the float center.
No, I was just like in limbo for a little while.
Oh.
I had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't even like. And then Matt brought it to me though, and I was just saying yes, you know. But like after that, getting here, the next big death for me, it was like realizing that like I'm not really picking. My selection in my romantic category is not very good. I'm actually like in a very question, like I'm not picking who I would want to like be the father of my baby, if you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so that was a big like look at me. I took a big chunk of celibacy, and like that was a big one. That was a hard one. Kind of a hard pill to swallow. Like I was taking a lot of responsibility at that time. And kind of just like taking other people off the table and being like, that was a reflection of you, bro.
Whoa.
You know? Yeah. And it takes time to get there though. Those relationships had been dead for a while because it's hard when you're still emotionally charged by like the ending of things. You can still be in your stories or not ready to really look yet. But I was ready to look at that too.
Was facing that just as hard as your other kind of life death, or because you had experienced this like massive change in who you are as a person, it made the other one easier? And like then everything since then has kind of been a lot easier.
To be honest, like they're all flavored differently in that discomfort of like cringe, but like after I surrendered to the divine, everything got easier. It was way more grueling like before.
Yeah.
And then once that happened, I got to keep researching and keep reading about all these different cultures and spirituality that was like endless. It's like fucking crack, dude. I was reading so many books, bro. You could have caught me driving and reading, but dude, it was not safe.
You get pulled over. You're like,
sorry,
sir, I'm not texting. At least I'm not on my phone searching Instagram things.
So I'm not texting, I'm actually reading a novel.
Yeah. Hold on, it's getting to the good part. You want me to read it out loud?
But yeah, when I was going through the man portal for me, I was really leaning into God a lot at that time, and it helped soften all of it. But like, I think that one was like, that one's just so personal. Whereas like the work and shit can be so like related to the people in your life and how you're perceived as successful and like what they can see. They can be a part of that. Like my mom and dad were more involved, and I had to have tough conversations with them where like I'm leaving my corporate job, and my mom was like really concerned about my healthcare benefits. And I was just like,
yeah, talk about that.
It was like the reality, Mom, is that I've never gone to the doctor more because of how stressed out I am with this job. I haven't even been to the doctor since on a regular basis, and I was going regularly. That's crazy.
What were you
sick.
going to the doctor for?
Just like random things would pop up. I like had to take antibiotics. Like in over 2.5 years, like I'd get colds all the time. I was
getting sick constantly too.
Oh my god, dude! It was really exhausting, and I honestly thought that was normal.
Yeah.
Other people in the office are getting sick, and now looking out from here, I'm like, yes, of course, sometimes I can get sick, yes, but like. That was crazy.
Your nervous system's literally just like stressed.
And stress.
Cortisol. Pumping.
Those presentations had me fucked up.
You're like,
the girl on numbers. I'm not a numbers girl. I'm obviously the person on the team that's just like keeping it light.
When everyone's like down about the numbers, you're over here being like, y'all, we got this.
In there,
it's okay if we don't hit the numbers. But we're going to because we're great, and then you're gonna hype them up, and then they're gonna hit their numbers. That's how it works. Totally. It's not about the numbers; it's about the hype.
It's all about hype for me. Can you see this is my mission? But yeah, telling my mom, her being like worried about that was like, also just such a difference in where we're at, you know, how I'm looking at my life and what she's concerned about. And like her perspective, I just like have nothing but respect. She's my mother and she wants to make sure like I'm taken care of. And that's her security blanket. And
taken care of probably in like these very, like you talked about 3D realm.
Yeah.
But like, what about taking care of yourself on the inside? That's never been kind of a priority in our whole society.
Right.
Which I think is what's so cool about
she wasn't
what you
part
started.
Of that. Yeah,
too.
she hasn't, and she didn't get that. So she's not going to have as much. So just so much compassion to all the moms and dads and elders out there who have like lived a life and like were a part of a different time in history of what it meant to be safe and what it meant to be secure and job security and those things. And now it's a totally different world. And we're living it and feeling it and seeing the changes and more connected to the technology and the internet and all that. And they are less. They're connected to the news maybe. And then with my dad, yeah, I think there was a lot of risk with being self-employed, lack of, you know, that there's any job security, like that where our job could,
and
that
most
the float
new
center
businesses fail, like
yeah.
all the statistics.
I didn't know some of that stuff. Like, I'm telling you, there's a part of me that like my optimism is like can be naive.
Yeah.
But like when I'm put in the right place, like I'll make it go off.
Is it naive or is it like?
It's just what is meant to be for me.
It's
you know?
like, it's better to like not know, because then, yeah, maybe that would have gotten into your head and affected like the success of everything and like how like devoted you were to just making a different life for yourself and following like these little things that came into these opportunities.
And it was like, in waitressing, I love moving my body, talking to people, getting to know people, and like running the table.
You'd be the
so
best server.
And then
let's get you back. Where'd you work?
I worked in all types of places up north in Sac Lake area.
Yeah.
But like, so it was like I knew that about myself, and then I knew that like I could do stuff that they're doing in corporate America. Like I can develop those skills and make those charts, and like I get it. I get what we're doing, building a book of business. Like I get it, but like I can't sit in here like this.
Yeah.
I can't do this. This is killing me. And this industry is not it for me, you know? But like, then I was like, okay, I knew I wanted to help people. And then boom, the float center comes in and I'm like, all right, I want to move my body. I want to help people. And I think I can look at the numbers and make sure things are good. Like, let's fucking get this shit, you know? And like, I love procedures and I love organization and I do like cleaning. So keeping the float center in a good place was like, oh, this is just tending a space. I'm a space tender, you know? So like, and there was so much help from people in the float community too. That's a really amazing community of people. The float conference every year is just really good people.
There's a float conference?
And you should see the people that go, they are dope.
Shut up. Let's go this year with our blazers on.
Dude.
Let's network and shake some hands.
They're hella kind. Like, they always help each other out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Where is it held?
It's held in August every year. Me and my brother went the first 2 years, and then since then we just...
Like in Vegas?
No, it was in Portland.
Okay.
And then it changes now. I don't know where... It may have been in Florida last year. I don't know. Anyway, so... I don't even know the last question what we were even talking about.
I don't know, but I have a different segue because we are talking a lot about ultimately like how successful the business is right now and how you're more geared toward this nature of like surrendering, letting go, like the softness of life. But then you also have this like strategy to you. You're like, I love the procedure, I love the organization, and I think it makes a beautiful blend of like having something that feels good.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like I can chop it up as like this whole like fantastic thing, but at the end of the day, you have like something that just really feels good for not just yourself, but like everyone who works for you and with you and comes into the space. Your past experiences like in corporate, how do you think these things affected and like shaped the business that you own now?
I feel like they got me right to where I needed to be on the cusp, and then it was just like float center activation time. It was like they gave me the confidence, it gave me the voice, it gave me like this level of like I can go into different jobs and like be successful there and be there for more than just a year and develop relationships and like get a job done. And then it was like this totally new space of like, oh, you're an owner now, like people are looking to you, and like you have to make rules. I hate rules. I'm gonna be totally transparent. I tell all my employees that too. I don't like them, but they are needed. There's no. And
imagine the float center with no rules.
And my manager, Haley, shout out to Haley, Sagittarius Queen. Like, she knows, like, no, this is a boundary. There needs to be a...
She's so good at it.
And it helps everyone. It helps everyone. It helps things run so much smoother. And you have to be consistent. And you have to show up consistently. And that's one corporate America check. Like, I know how to... Also, I think, almost maybe more than anything, actually, saying that made me realize, showing the fuck up. Every day.
Whether you're sick with antibiotic
every day, like you're still having to, I still had to look over my calendar. It was my sales territory, and in Aflac it was my book of business, so I'm in charge of it. You can go in lulls where you like strategically don't do something for, like, you're letting timing kind of take place, but like you show up every day and you're connected to it and conscious of it, getting the pulse on the business always, like it's a child. And then the float center was just like, dude, here, we're in a whole nother game now. now you're gonna learn even more. And I felt like some situations I was like, I can't believe I'm dealing with this, and this is my call.
Like, you're in charge of what happens next.
Mm-hmm. And I think I can be way too diplomatic. I've learned that I will ask way too much, like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? And then I'll overwhelm myself with like, fuck, everyone thinks differently, and I have to make the choice now. It's gonna disappoint some people, not disappoint others. Fuck, this sucks. Like, an empathist like nightmare. Yeah. It's just like me, dude, just like drenched in other people's feelings. But like, I love that about me. It's a huge strength. But yeah, it can be challenging.
Wait, this is such a good. I have such a good question that I want to ask you about kind of like stepping into your leadership. Because it sounds like in the past, before the float center, you were always being told kind of like, what's the gameplay? I'll team lead, tell me what to do and I'll do it. I want to be part of the team. I'll hype everyone up. But now you're taking on this role of like, oh, you're the captain now. Yeah. You're the captain of the ship, man. And we got to get from here to Antarctica. Yeah. And there's a fucking blizzard happening in the middle of the ocean. Wait, it's not a blizzard.
That's crazy.
Like, what has it been like for you to step into this role of leadership and being the person in charge?
I feel like it's like been all these different moments and situations of like major like adaptability, like being majorly adaptable, and like through that adaptability, like learning then like what now what needs to be changed, and then following through on that. I think the biggest part of leadership for me is don't tell me, show me. So like I can tell my employees whatever, but if I don't show up like that, then like I ain't about shit. And like it's a matter of time before like you start seeing that I ain't about shit. And I think that there will be turnover in companies because people will get hired and everyone's showing everyone their best stars and stripes, and then you hit that 3-month, 4-month, 5-month mark, and then people change, their work ethic changes, they aren't doing what they said they were going to do, and then there can be this like toxic work culture that starts to develop. I think there's so much there to talk about, but like for me it's like, okay, showing up consistently and then following through, and like leadership is all about like doing what you say you're going to do, or what you're telling people to do. If you're going to tell me to do it that, in my opinion, if I'm going to tell you to do this way, I'm going to do it this way. And then when you see I'm doing it this way, we build trust. And then when we have trust, we can go anywhere. When you have trust with your employees, and open dialogue, also a big thing about leadership to me has been transparency and honesty. Because I don't want that fake shit. I want to know what's real. I want to know what's live. I want to know what you're going through. I want to know if this job's a good fit for you. I want to be clear that we're both on the same page. Like, because I want to be a part of the new earth where it's like life isn't about work, but work is life. That's how it's all run. Like, you know, it's in the category of life. So I want there to be like hella reciprocity, like between you, your connection here, me and my connection to your life. You're an individual. You have a whole thing going on outside of this place, but like when you're here, you give it all you can give, and then I give back to you, and there's just like this really good, clean energy that feels so fucking good as a leader to be able to do that.
I'm drooling. I'm literally drooling.
And so when you get a group of people that all fucking feel like that, it's like nuts. I mean, you are at Central Coast Floats. You feel the vibes. It's something special, dude. Like,
it's cool to hear you like talk about it, because this is what I feel like when I'm working there. And like I have all these things written down about like what's our conversation going to be like, and like the word trust is in there, like respect, and
I love that.
You're talking about like the things that you want your team to do.
Yeah.
Like you have to you have to show that you are also doing it. Like you're not exempt from it. And I was thinking about this time when we started implementing like the rule of like we are going to start cleaning our own rooms and stuff. And I was like, Kelsey, you want me to clean your room after? And you're like, nah, dog, I got to do it myself. Like if I'm telling you guys to do it, like I have to do it myself. And it's like, oh, you're the leader. It could be so easy to just be like, yeah, I'm down. And I think in that moment it was like, sure, there can be exceptions, like when someone's like like, will you clean my room for me, or things like that, but like for the rule, like this is the rule, and like you're saying, like sticking to it is so important that everyone's on the same page. And I was thinking about this with how you're talking about you want transparency and you want to know what's live and going on with people in their life. I think in this corporate setting, usually it's kind of like a disconnect between what's actually happening in your life. Like you show up, you're like, how was your weekend? And you're like, yeah, it was great, all this stuff. And you have this story. But like when we talk, it's like, let's actually dive into it. Yeah. And there's kind of like this disconnection outside of, I'm just going to talk about Float Center and like our team environment and everything. Like outside of here, the experiences that I've had have been like so disconnected from what's actually happening in our life, and like the team leader wants you to do something but then they're not doing it, so then it's just like off and everything's kind of just not feeling aligned.
And then there can be like toxic energies that for me, in my experience, I can only talk about just people not liking the way things are going in certain aspects.
Usually it's like you don't like it.
And it's like, fuck, and it's because the leader, in my opinion, a part of it is leadership. The very tip top is so disconnected from the very bottom job. No job's bottom, but you know what I mean? Like, all these things are happening. All these people are working for this, like, goal to be done, but there's such a disconnect that, like, no one's being treated like an individual. We're just herding cattle. Like, this is what we need to get done, so just get it done. Shut up, don't complain, and get it done. It's like, what if I have new ideas on how this could go? What if I'm the next person that, like, no one's being, like, and I get when they're really big machines, it's like, but there's the most job security for those big things. Like, is there? Like, there's just these new ideas coming online. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. I get my fucking whatever $75K a year thing. How much is the person at top making?
Yeah.
And like, you're giving your whole life away from them.
This is this was what was coming up for me when you're talking about this whole, just like whatever we've been saying for the last few minutes, that we have like this separate life from work as if it's so separate, but the majority of our life is literally being at work, usually. Yeah. Whether it's like you're going into an office or you're working on a passion project that you want to turn into like something that's financially stable for you. It's like we usually spend 70% of our time working on something. And why is it that we're not full heart in it as well? Like, we're so full head, like our heads are in it, but like our hearts are just not.
And then we're disconnected, and then we're using dopamine boosters when we're in our off time to try to escape from having to show back up to this environment that isn't in resonance. we're just going to see more and more people, I don't know, you could call it waking up, call it whatever you want. Like, there's something inside them that is like, I'm done with this life in this lifetime. I'm turning this direction. I'm following what sets me on fire, because what sets you on fire, that lifetime, that journey, like, you could make a huge, I mean, everyone's making a massive contribution, but you could, like, you're following your passion. Who knows what you could create? There's no limit. You wake up every day, and if you're following your passion, like, you're getting something energetically from what you're giving out. You're being replenished, like, you know, versus like just giving away you have no energy when you come back from something that you aren't getting. Like toxic friends, you have to let them go, because when you hang out with them, you go down. And then you have to go refill yourself up, and and eventually you're like, I can't, like, I don't know why this is off, right? So when it comes to work, the new thought form, in my opinion, is like, what can I be involved with that's going to make me feel alive? It's just going to go by like that the whole day.
Yeah.
Because I was doing dope shit, baby. Let's go. Like, look at this, talking to you, right? This is hella fun.
Aww, you know? It is fun. It's so fucking fun.
It's fun.
We're just having these same conversations every day, but just not recording it. And we should be recording it the whole time.
It should be, always.
Always.
The government's recording it.
We're like, can you roll those tapes
like,
back?
Hey, roll it back.
That one day we had a lit conversation. I need that for the podcast. I need
that zing. Bring that back.
Okay, we just had a bathroom break. I don't even know where we left off for the little bathroom break, but there is something that we were talking about just now with regard to being so open in the work environment, and a lot of work cultures frown upon that. And I think what has been so incredible about working with you, for you, has been, you being a leader in my life. Like, you obviously own the Float Center and you're the boss, but you're also like this life coach in a way. And I think that's what's so great about us being so open at the Float Center, is like, you obviously want us, we are there to work for you, but you're here to help us as well, like with our own journeys. And I think that's what a good leader does, instead of be like, oh my God, like, I need to have them here forever. How do I keep them here? What do I do? Like, being so fearful with that relationship. And I think what you ultimately do is help propel everyone there to pursue their passion.
100%, dude. This is such a good one. Because it's such a good one. Because it's what the world... I think it's what I needed, and I did, and I got in a different way with my coaches, but it was much more of like a worker bee environment. It was a little more like contractual, but like I lucked out and had like really incredible coaches around me. So there was like this North Star for me always. And then with Central Coast Floats, the way it works out with my design. So like my design is like to be incredibly heart forward, want to have real connections, less is more kind of a person, very watery. And so when like someone comes into Central Coast Floats, it's like, we're going to get close. Like, I'm going to know you. We're going to like be working here at the Float Center, tending the space. And like, my first reaction is like, who are you? Like, what's up, bro? Like, what are you into? Like, what are you trying to do? And I don't have any ounce of like scarcity towards my staff, because I'm not trying to get anything from you other than the agreement that we've both agreed to, which is that you want to work here and that I want you to work here too. And me and Haley, my manager, developed like a 6-month commitment window after the train, which has kind of given us the peace of mind of not having to have the scarcity, because that gives us enough time to like have a break from training. There's costs with new hires, all these things. And then also gives us a chance to get to know you for you to get to know the float center, for you to get the most out of the float center, because if there's resonance here enough for you to work here, like you're gonna like it here, and you're gonna like fit in here, and we want to get to know you. So like there's that happening for me of just like, I really want to get to know you and what you're about. And then when that happens and then trust is built, like we were talking about, like that you're doing the tasks and I'm doing the tasks, it like, then you drop into the depths where it's like, yeah, man, like what are you going through? And like, I will see myself in everybody. Where everyone something shares with me, I'm like, dude, I'm kind of going through that too. And then what we're doing is we're connecting also over floating. So the float tanks almost hold this huge aspect of the culture, and like what you're asking about too with depth is like, we have 3 isolation chambers sitting next to us.
People are like, what the fuck?
like you go deep.
Yeah.
That's all you do. You meditate in there, and then you talk about it with staff, and it's so
you
like,
sit with your self-deprecating thoughts for an hour. You're like, whoa, I literally
really get to know myself just now. Literally.
Like, I don't know if I should cry because I'm so fucked up to myself, or like be proud of myself for just experience. Like, the only way out is through.
It'd be like that in those tanks. So I think like, and then like the coaching stuff for me, I never thought of myself like that, but being there for 6 years and then becoming and being initiated into like, I'm 36 now. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, she's 36,
I'm
everybody.
not,
Take a good look at this.
I'm not, like... Not to say I'm not young, because I feel hella young. Like, that's not what it's about. It's like, I've had 36 years on Earth. I've seen some shit. I do have some wisdom. Here it is. This is what I've been through. You know? And I think my coaching is really just being transparent about what I've been through. So it's just transparency that's bonding us. It's not that I have the answers, that you have the answers. You're just sharing what you're fucking going through, and I am, and then we're locking together in the wisdom. Mm-hmm. We're together finding, like, there's been more than a few times I walked in the float center. Remember after my breakup? Girl, I was fried as hell. And she was working, and we chopped it up behind the... And I was fucked up, yo. I was straight sitting against the wall, just like, talk to me. Like, I had no life force. I was detoxing, you know, that first, you know, that first couple weeks is so hard on your body.
Yeah.
And you were saying, everything I needed to hear, you were saying.
OMG.
Right? And it makes you almost like a little like shy, like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
But like, you were the wisdom keeper for me. You were saying shit that I really fucking needed to hear. Because I was in my stories and my programs and my conditioning, and like, I get that all work environments maybe aren't going to be able to be like that. And like, I surrender to that. But what I want to be a part of is people who are keeping it real. So if anyone ever needs help, they can have help. Some people need help, dude. Yeah. It makes me emotional. Like, and even you've needed help, and I've needed help in there, and gone through really hard times. And like, yeah, if we don't tell anybody, then what the fuck are we supposed to do? We rot away in our own thoughts and stories, and things get really weird.
It's almost weird to get help. Like, even now, we're helping each other, we're supporting, but like, sometimes I still feel like, oh my god, like, maybe I should just keep this to myself. And sometimes, like, it is. Like, I do need to sit with it myself. But then other times it's like, oh no, like, the help and the talking and the sharing, being vulnerable, getting to know someone, being seen, like, that's what is the help.
Yeah.
I think what's so great about you is that you are 36. Everyone's always like, I'm older, I'm wiser, like, I have age, and that is what makes me smarter than you. I feel like there's a lot of that perspective. I get that a lot in my family. But what I really respect about you is that you welcome the younger people's opinions, and like, you're telling me, who isn't 36 and has 8-year life difference, like, you still value my opinion, and that feels so good.
Yeah, I think that one's my design. That one's just straight up my design. There's this part of me that's just always going to be such a child. like straight up. And I was talking about it a little bit, whatever, like 30 minutes ago, and I was saying I could be like really diplomatic and ask everyone what they think. And like sometimes that is my Achilles heel, but like most of the time, I would say most of the time, it's like my magic. I'm genuinely wanting to know what you think about it. Like, I just tell a story and I'm looking over at someone, I'm like, what the fuck do you think? You know, and I don't think that's ever gonna stop, like, as I get older and older. And honestly, bro, with this age of Aquarius shit, whatever you want to fucking call it, bro, different names, I'm open to them. But, like, as this world continues to change and needs major upgrades to systems, we're going to be looking more and more to the youth. And we need to get fucking over it. And as generations die and leave the planet, some of their wisdom will come to us and their blockages will leave us, you know, and we'll continue to refresh the energy with these new souls that are coming in here that have gifts that are going to come online that are going to change the game. Oof. Like, in a lot of really good ways. Like, I'm not one of those, like, the dark forces, like, thing. I'm so optimistic, like I said earlier. It's ridiculous. This is me. Positivity. This is the card we pulled.
You look like... No, you're literally wearing this outfit.
No, literally, that's me. I'm the top parrot, dude. I'm here and you're definitely right there, dude. That one's lit.
I'm just gonna outright say it, like, how do you trust people so much? That's one of the craziest traits I've ever seen about you. Like, and I want to remind you about how Blake's old bandmate,
oh yeah,
he forgot his bass or something had happened. You've never met this man. I don't even think you had met Blake at that point, but I call you and I'm like, Kelsey, can I borrow your bass? And you're like, hell yeah, dude! Like, Blake, go over to my house and go pick it up. It's like, wait, first of all, you don't even know Blake. You're going to let him in your house and then give this bass to someone you don't even freaking know.
And I wasn't home.
And you weren't even home. Like, how do you trust people so much?
I think I'm really good at trust falls. I don't know. I feel like it's connected to the, like, child optimism, almost naive space of, like, I just kind of think everything's gonna go just as planned. In not the way that like everything's gonna go good. Not just as planned. Who knows how it'll look, but like that'll be a good thing. And I think with people, I will naturally, like, I have pretty rosy colored glasses. Yeah.
Have you ever been burned by trusting people?
Yeah, for sure.
What's like the biggest burn that's happened for you? Or the biggest one that you're willing to share?
There's a really transparent one that's so deep and vulnerable, and then there's, like, other answers, you know?
Which one do you want? I want the first one.
I'll tell you, and then I don't know if we'll put it on, but my best friend from childhood. We used to ride around and get it, and I got 2 DUIs with her.
Oh, shit.
And had to do a little jail time.
Oh, shit.
Have I told you about that story?
What the fuck? No.
I know. Earlier, I was like, fuck, like, full transparency right now. Like, that was a big death for me, too. That was happening.
When was this?
So, I had started my job at Oracle, and a week into that job, I came down here to see my brother for 4th of July. And me and my childhood homie linked up, and we're going to a party, and I blew a stop sign over by campus.
Oh, God.
You know that one?
What?
Do you know that one?
No.
At Cal Poly, there's this, like, yeah, it's, like, known for that. Anyway, it was nighttime, I blew it, and then there were cops right there, and, like, literally, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get my 2nd DUI. I wasn't even, like, faded. I was
your
literally,
childhood
like,
best friend.
Yeah.
Was in the car with you.
Yeah, my childhood best friend was in the car with me.
For both of them.
For both of them. And the second one was, like, really bad because the first one had been, like, I think a year and a half before that. So not that far away.
Girl, why are you driving under the... No, I feel like when you're younger...
Why am I?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even... It was early in the night. Like, we I wasn't like out partying. Like it was just like fuck, like yeah.
Damn. So how was that an example of your trust being broken?
I felt like we got them together, and there was like little to no support on any level, and I was facing like some pretty big consequences, and she just kind of disappeared.
Did anything happen on her, or it was just all
No.
like you went to jail?
Yeah.
Wait, did you go to jail the first time or the second time?
So I did like, you go into the drunk tank for both, but like for the second one, because I had been 2 DUIs within a certain time period in California, like, so yeah, like basically I had to do like,
Damn, you're
I
a
was
criminal.
Dude, I was sentenced to like 30 days.
In jail?
Yeah, but I only, like, my lawyer broke it down. I think I was like 19, and then I got released on kickbacks on like day 15.
Wait, so you were in jail for 2 weeks? Bro.
Yeah, bro.
You fucking done time!
Low key. It was light time.
What? Did you have your own cell?
It was like I was in the female jail, not in like max security.
Yeah.
So max security, you like have like someone in your bunk. In the female jail, it's like a big room, and there's like bunk beds everywhere, and then like an open shower and an open toilet. Like everything's open.
Wait, so you would shower in front of people?
Well, after I was there for like 10, 12 hours, the people that took me in were like, we're gonna try to get you to the farm.
The farm?
I don't know. And I was like, okay. And they were like, what are you in here for? And I was like, oh, this is what happened. And they're like, damn. They were hella cool. They were like, damn.
It wasn't scary?
Nah, they were like, there was a process of getting in.
Mm-hmm.
And they were hella cool. It was this dude. He was like, I'll try to get you out of the female jail and get you to the farm. And I was like, okay, that's good.
You're like, I'd love to garden.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know what that means. So
he knew. He was like, she's just a mere babe. She's not.
He was like, he gave me the warnings of what to expect in there. And I was like, all right, for sure. And I got in there. The first thing I hear is, shut the fuck up.
To you? Or?
Yeah. Because I showed up at like 3 a.m.
Holy shit.
I was like, oh, fuck. This is going to be real tomorrow when I wake up.
Yeah, what was the next day like?
Everyone's hella curious about you. What'd you get in here for? And they learned my shit. They're like, okay.
Were they cool with you, or like did you get into problems?
No, they were cool. They were asking me for shit though, which is what the guy like told me would happen.
Like what?
Like my egg, my lunch,
Oh.
eggs. Eggs are like the best part, and they asked me for one, and I gave one away, and I was like, fuck, that's what he said not to do.
Wait, why aren't you supposed to give your egg?
Basically, people might look and see what they can get from you.
When I think of jail, I assume like it's a scary place, or just like
It is
a place where it's
fucking scary.
It's no rules, like no rules in terms of human decency. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was scary because the system, you feel like the system thinks you're trash. Like you're trash. You're in a trash can. And like, I went to the like doctor there because like I wasn't feeling very good, and the way I was treated there, like, it wasn't like they were terrible to me, but it was a very different vibe than going to my doctor on the outside. And I'm not saying like jail staff is like they're the people and they're in their own environment and have to have their own boundaries with people that are in there doing time. Like they have their own thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They have to protect themselves. But yeah, it was just sad that I didn't feel like super safe there with the staff, and then you don't feel like safe with everyone that's on the inside with you. So you're kind of just like in this place of hyper not safe all the time. And then you could like find people you kind of trust, but then they could turn on you too, you know? So you can't really like trust anybody. That's scary.
Especially as somebody who I literally just said, like, you trust
and
so
I,
much.
You know, you go in there and, like, I just fell in love with everybody. But I could see how damaged everyone was in their own way, and there's a lot of drugs, and there's a lot of broken homes coming from very broken places, and I was very disappointed in like everything about the experience. I thought, fascinating that I'm in here and I'm looking at this. And there was also a lot of like beauty in, when there would be beauty in humanity, it would be like, that would radiate a lot because there wasn't a lot happening. So when someone did something kind to you or like cared about you, like it made a big difference. Which was interesting. So, yeah.
Which is what I think of when I think of you giving your egg away. You're like, I just want to spread some kindness. But then that can be taken advantage. Bro, this is a crazy transition because it's like, we all want to be good people, but then that can be taken advantage of. And so, like, in your shoes, as somebody who's an optimist and really trusts people, and I was even just asking you about, like, your biggest burn, have you gotten jaded at all, like, by these experiences where kindness is taken for, like, granted, and maybe you've been taken advantage of?
I think what happened is after I kind of broke apart from this relationship with my, like, childhood best friend, I was, like, very broken by that and had a lot of nightmares for a really long time. Like, that was worse than any, like, boy breakup I've ever gone through by millions. There was a lot of nightmares where I was drowning or dying reaching out, and then the person wouldn't help me, they'd walk away. So I would wake up, like, drenched in sweat a lot.
While you're in jail or just in general? Just
for, like, this period, like, that I started Oracle. So I'm telling you, Oracle was, like, my tech job was, like, bro, this is a story. This is, like, a whole ass portal I was in. I'm crazy. But what it really made me do, Nicole, was look at my fucking self. She didn't fucking drive. I drove. And the situations were, like, I would say pretty minor. Like, you can hear some pretty gnarly, like, DUI stories. So I was lucky for that. It was, like, just some minor dumb girls running around trying to get at shit. You know what I mean? Like, we were just, like, doing too much.
No one's trying... Wait.
We were just, like, doing too much, but, like so many are doing too much with, like, drinking and partying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like we were out there, like, getting blacked out and cruising the streets, right? But, like, I got to... Like, this happened to me. I have to take full fucking responsibility of this. Like, who's fucking sabotaging me the most? This girl right here. I can't even waste time on being mad this bitch took my egg. I'm in jail, motherfucker. Like, I did that. My parents are gonna get calls from jail this week. I stayed over Christmas because it was the best time for work. It was fine. It worked out fine. I know, dude. This is kind of
you're like, I have to time my jail with my corporate job
when I
get out. Sure that I can still
meet
my numbers, but also I'm in fucking jail about to get assaulted because I gave my egg away.
Yeah. Like, when we came back from Christmas break and everyone was like, how was your holidays? I was like, mine was great. It was so good. I saw everyone in my... Like, because I was on top of the world when I got out. I was so grateful to be out.
Who got you out?
Well, I just did my time.
Yeah. Who picked you up?
Matt.
Aww.
And Matt was the only one that saw me. So I did my time in SLO. So lucky I got to do it here in SLO because I lived in the Bay.
Yeah.
So I was here and he came and saw me. He actually tried to come twice, but you only get 1 day a week of visits, but it's on like Saturday, Sunday. And he tried to come twice, and they were like, oh no, you can only visit once a week. I know. How cool is that though, that he tried to come twice. And then the next week he came again. He stayed the whole visit, 3 hours. We just sat and talked. And honestly, the most shameful thing, low-key, I didn't realize it, but when he showed up to visit me, I had to come out like in my jail outfit. And it was like, it was really shameful. Yeah. I like sat down and I was like, hey.
Did you cry?
I think I like held it together.
Yeah.
But it was hard. Like that, yeah. seeing like what that did to like my parents and my brother was hella sad.
Because it's one thing to be in jail and you're like just in this environment where you're like, all right, everyone's doing it. But then that contrast of your brother who's probably in normal clothes and everything and like knows you on the outside is seeing
like, how's it going? And I'm like, honestly, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing good. Like, I'm just doing just working every day.
Yeah.
To,
what did you do?
A lot of journaling.
Do you just sit in the cell like all day?
So it was like the farm was way better than the jail.
Okay.
Like, it was where people go that are doing longer time maybe, and they've been on really good behavior, and they're fully done kicking from drugs. So it's a lot more spacious. There's a little outdoor area you could go into. The female jail is, like, fully inside. Like, so I had more freedom there, but it was still, like, you're not doing anything. Like, really. Like, a lot of reading. They had this little workout area, and I was, like, up in that shit, working out so much.
Like body weights, or they have weight like
body weights and like jumping, and they had a treadmill basically and like one other thing, and doing like I knitted a lot. And when they'd have groups come like Alcoholics Anonymous and like Narcotics Anonymous, like I went to all those meetings. They were super powerful. So there was some real, like, I did see where, like, they are looking to rehabilitate. They are looking to, you know, give people skills to cope. But then I also saw the side where it was, like, when people were leaving, I'd be like, yo, you got a ride? Like, where are you going next? And they're like, no, I don't really have a ride. Like, and the people they have to call, like, kind of help them get in that situation. So I just saw this, like, loop.
Cycle.
Do
you have, like, a tie to helping those people?
Bro, huge, and it's hella underneath the surface. I don't talk about my DUI to people like you didn't even know. It's not something that like I want to share because I'm like, I'm gonna look like a fucking low life ass partier bitch who's just this and that. But it was like, yo, I was just doing what actually a lot of other people were doing. I just got caught, and this is part of my story, and I want to help that community so bad. And I think that it's gonna get more and more part of my mission work, because it's like very crazy to see that. It's like, oh, there's a reason I'm seeing this, I just don't know what it is yet. But yeah, I want to be a part of helping women get back on into a life that like doesn't have the past on it that they're trying to get away from, so that they can create a new timeline for themselves. So hard to birth a new timeline when you're getting out and like you might have nothing, or what you think is nothing. We'll see how that plays out. Who knows? You know?
Yeah. Damn. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
That's
definitely not something I plan to share, but like it is part of my story. So I kind of find myself in this place where I'm like, I think people are really like probably fascinated by it.
I'm fucking fascinated.
And, like,
I'm like
shook, like, oh shit. But like people that also come from these situations also, like, I want to let them know, like, you could still have success. That didn't keep me from doing, if anything, like that DUI literally was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Literally. It was like God was like, you're done. Like that fast. It's like,
done with what?
You're done. You're done with that lifestyle. You're done with hanging out with those people. You're done doing it like that. You're done. Done.
Were there signs beforehand that you should have stopped, and then that was kind of like the hitting the wall kind of thing?
Yes, but I can be very restless and want to like get into shit. I have a lot of energy, you know? And if it's channeled into the wrong thing, then things can escalate quickly, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of like disassociating also from the aspects of this adult world that like we're hard and painful. Like I have to make my own money. I have to go do this. I have to do all this shit. And like no one's really telling me what to do anymore. And like also like this shit kind of sucks. Like no one's even looking like they're that happy.
Yeah. I think that is it brings up such a good point of direction. We all have this energy that sometimes doesn't have a specific place to go. And so when we're putting it all into something that we might fucking hate, we destruct ourselves in other ways.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God, we escape. We try to go and escape, and it's like very human, and there's a lot of shame in that and what we choose to use to escape. And the flavor is so different for some people. Stay busy. Some people never settle in one area, they just move. Some people, can be very subtle, but like there's a part of yourself that's restless. And I think some of it is everyone's thirsty for the universe, for God, for source in their life. But like we are taught to extract from outside to make us happy inside. And that's the way we're conditioned. And the new muscle is like, who am I? What's my passion? What's my heart? I am going to use that as my north node. And as you do that more and more, you get more faith and trust. You naturally become spiritualized by following actually just your heart. No fucking religion even associated with it. Because not everyone needs like God like that. Like it's not like that for everybody, you know?
And they, like in yoga, they often say like, you are God.
Yes, the Yoga Sutras are so lit. They're so lit. I read that shit.
They're so lit. Wow. Mad
I just dropped a bomb.
Mad fucking respect for you, honestly. Like,
thank you.
That's
yeah,
so cool, honestly, that you've been able to transform these things into something else.
And honestly, like pulling that card first is hella funny. What's kept me through all this is my positivity and my optimism. And that was coming through this morning for me. Like, if we create our own beliefs and we are creating this whole thing, then like being optimistic and looking for the good in every situation is going to do nothing but like enhance your life, period. Like I was in the inside, but I made a little friend in there, dude. We would talk shit, laugh a little bit, do our knitting next to each other and shit. Like there can be a silver lining everywhere. It's hard to get there sometimes when you're in it, but I think it's possible.
It's definitely possible.
It's definitely possible.
I think transforming that restlessness into, because I think restlessness is like not listening to something that's happening. It's like trying to come up. Yeah, doing something with the restlessness, but also stopping to see like, what is this restlessness saying?
Yeah.
And then to acknowledge it and to feed it, to listen. That's what has been coming up for me lately, is like letting my feelings determine what choice to make, which is so opposite of everything that I've ever been
and
told.
The feelings after they, like you were saying, subside, like your feeling is the indicator, and then it's like, okay, what the fuck does this mean?
It's like, don't make action based on the feeling, feel the feeling. Yeah, then when you
level out, you're like, I need to acknowledge that feeling that happened, and now I'm like in a place where I can make a choice. That's, I think, probably one of my biggest lessons of this lifetime, is not making decisions when I'm feeling intense, because that feeler side of me feels so intense. And when I, like, that question about like trusting people, like when I feel betrayal, I want to like cut you out, like you're done. But it shows up so different for me in my workplace than it does in my personal life, because I feel this sense of responsibility to the people that come into the float center and trust me to be their employer, and that I'm going to give them their check, and that I'm going to treat them right, and that I'm going to listen to them. I don't think everyone wants to do that, like as an employer, like take on all that responsibility of like the aspect of like leadership and mentorship, and that like you're in a position to help and harm somebody, you know, like you're being looked to. People could be vulnerable. You hear all these crazy stories all the time about like employees being taken advantage of, and like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, I want to be a part of something different. You know?
I love that you embrace what society says not to do.
Yeah, like I want to do it the opposite.
Yeah.
But also I have boundaries. I demand to be respected. I'm not gonna fucking let you walk all over me. Like, nah, dog. That's not gonna help you. Mama Bear is coming in with all that love and those hot cookies fresh out of the oven, and then she's also putting you on timeout when she's like, no, not good. We're not doing that. You know? She's
making you go and learn how to hunt for yourself.
She's giving you
She's not going to feed you.
Yes. No, she's going to keep pushing your edges, and she's not here to always be your bestie. But, like, she wants to be your bestie. That's all she actually wants.
You're like, me. That's all I want.
That's all we want. But like, it just can't be that way in relationships. It can't all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes, I think, the love stronger. Like, what's cool at CCF is the transparency in the conversations. they just bond you more.
Yeah.
The more challenging conversations actually give you even more trust.
It's cool to be able to have those edgy conversations, like the conflict, and then still be able to respect each other, to work with each other, to continue building the relationship.
Yeah.
And like, I think there have been times where, like, for me personally, I felt like, man, that was just like a hard conversation to have. And typically it's like immediately, like, I want to feel better, I want to feel good, but I've noticed how like the sensation of like a bad conversation can stick and linger, but eventually it's like it's actually dissipated and like we can continue to move forward. Like, I think that's so healthy to be able to like fully see a cycle of like negative to positive instead of just being like negative, positive, which is like, we want that instantness. And I think that's what's so great about Central Coast Floats, is being able to just
keep it
slow
real.
Down, let time pass. Time is a good friend. People are afraid of time, and I think like it's one of the best things to just slow the fuck down.
Yes, the tanks give that vibe in the fucking shop. And I think like another element to all that is like being transparent with the intention of helping is a very different conflict than just conflict. Right? Like, it's easy to let it slide when you know you can feel the heart from the other person during that conversation. Like, it's a totally different fucking vibe, dude. And it feels so good. It's like crack.
I love being able to
It's
move.
like crack.
Do you feel cracked out from this?
Dog. So much crack. So much dopamine and coffee.
Good.
That's how I like to live out here.
Dude, I feel like I can't even ask you like these silly questions that I got for you. It's gotta be for next time.
Bro, we just opened a whole can.
Thank you so much for being my first official video podcast guest. It's truly like an example of the type of leader that you are, like encouraging me to do these things and giving me like the confidence to do it. And I'm so grateful to know you, and I love you a lot.
I love you too. Oh, our hearts just got after it. That was good.
That was
crazy.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, dude.
God.
That was wild. That just like, we got in there. We're gonna sit with that one.